What is up, YouTube? Sea-Lord here, bringing you guys a deck profile. Just giving you guys some heads up on stuff. So the reason why I've been kind of inactive is because I've been getting ready for school, and I've been getting ready for Pokemon and stuff like that. I'll be playing at the Pokemon Regional at the end of the month. So the one that's in Connecticut, I'll be playing there. That'll be my first ever Pokemon Regional. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, so I figured I'd bring you guys the last deck that I've used in Yu-Gi-Oh! Haven't been playing much. Just my priorities have been elsewhere and everything like that. But hoping to get a video maybe once a month is gonna be my goal. You know, one Pokemon, one Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that. We'll see. So just, you know, I appreciate your guys' patience and thank you for understanding. Anyway, so let's get on with this. So, for the main deck, we got 3A, 3B, and 3C. You know, standard. I'll also go through a couple of plays here as well. We got 2 Astograph. Astograph is pretty good. So one of the plays you do, I'll show you a little bit later, but basically you're going to pop one of these guys with a Metalfoe scale in order to get the effect off, and then when you get the effect off, you're going to activate the Astograph and then search out the one that you popped. So if you do it correctly, you're gonna plus like crazy. So I'll show some plays at the end of the video. 2 Volflame, triple Gold Driver, double Bismugear, double Silvered, double Stealing. And that's the Metalfoe's monsters. 2 Archfiend Eccentric. Now onto the hand traps. You're going to get 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Maxi, and 2 Ash Blossoms. Now you could replace the Ghost Ogre with a 3rd Ash Blossom, or replace the Maxi with a 3rd Ash Blossom, or replace Maxi with a 2nd Ghost Ogre. That'll work just fine. The reason why I like it like this is because of the fact that Ghost Ogre doesn't negate like Ash Blossom, but it does destroy, so it's good against cards like Diagram, so you can pop that Diagram and get it out of the field. Or if their opponent is using a card like, you know, one of the True Draco continuous spells or traps and they activate the effect, you can pop it with this, right? Which is kind of nice because then it just interrupts plays. It's very good overall. It's also really good in the mirror match, because in the mirror match, popping that Union Hanger will stop them from getting their search. Alright, so to continue with the main deck, for the spells we got 1 Metalfoe's Fusion, 3 Terraforming, and 3 Union Hanger. And that's it for spells. For the traps you got 2 Metalfoe's Counter, 2 Combination, and Skill Drain. Now the great thing about this is that Skill Drain you can turn on and off whenever you feel like it, because you just use a scale and pop it and it's off. So basically this is a reactive card in the deck. If this card was at 3, you would run 3. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So let me show you guys some quick little plays here, okay? So one of the best opening plays, put all the cards you need aside, will involve your extra deck, and you only really need 1 extra deck link monster to get this going. So one of the best things you want is at least 1 Metalfoe's Scale, and any one of these in hand, and a Union Hanger. You definitely would prefer to get a in hand, and then when you play the Union Hanger you search out the B. If you have B in hand you search out the A. Okay, so here's how the play goes. You'll play the Union Hanger to search out whichever one you need out of the A or the B. So let's say in this situation I search out the A because I had B already. You play the A and you activate Union Hanger in order to equip from deck C. Make sure you don't put it in the pendulum zone, Okay? Then you put down a scale. You then use the scale to pop the C in order to set counter. Because C went to the graveyard, you get the special summon B. Now you can banish to summon ABC. Okay? During the opponent's turn, you banish, well, you tribute the ABC in order to get A, B, and C back. You then use Union Hanger to equip from the deck onto the field a C or an A. Then during the when it finally hits your turn, you then summon whichever one you did. So if it was the A or the C, you summon it. And then you place a B down. Then you send A, B, and C. Now you send the C or the A that has the B equipped, but you don't send that B. So you send those, and you summon out Decode Talker. Now you get all the effects to go off. You get to search, you get to summon, and then you have enough to go for an ABC Dragon. So then you get one ABC Dragon, and then you still have enough materials to get a second ABC Dragon. So now you have the whole Decode Talker, ABC Dragon, and you have a scale that really doesn't matter, and you have a set counter. Now, if you had Astrograph in hand, you would be able to also plus even more, because then you would search one of the ones you destroyed, and you'd have the Astrograph summoned. So you either summon the Astrograph here, it doesn't matter where you summon it, but you summon the Astrograph as well. And on this right here, if your opponent doesn't have an out to this, it's going to be an OTK at this point. Just because of the sheer fact that you're going to have enough cards in hand to use the ABC Buster Dragon effects to banish cards of your opponents. You're going to have the Decode Talker effect should you need to tribute an ABC Dragon in order to negate something. And then you'll have the 2500 Astrograph. So with the point total, you're going to OTK at that point. Again, that's in theory. As long as your opponent doesn't have some ridiculous board that's unbreakable at the current moment, you know, you're going to get over most boards. You can get over a basic zoo board as well. Anyways, so speaking of the extra deck, let me get on to the extra deck. So as I said earlier, you use only one Link Monster, one Decode Talker. Again, you don't really need anything else. You're trying to get that OTK. You're trying to get that play off as quickly as possible, or more pluses than that play alone. You're just trying to get to Decode Talker and 2 ABC Dragons as quickly as possible. Okay. So next you have Gear Gigant X, number 52 Diamond Crab, number 103 Castell, Bujenti Tsukuyomi, and Diamond Dire. Now, the reason why I went with number 52 and Ragna Zero instead of the whole Utopia the Lightning is just because Ragna Zero is really good against the Zoo decks. So, like, if your opponent has played out their Dryden and they equip Whiptail to it, this card is good because it can react to the Whiptail and everything like that. So, it's good. You also want cards like Diamond Dire or Castell where they can remove both their materials. Now, honestly, I prefer to use Diamond Dire because of the fact that if you don't have the Decode Talker out, you know, Diamond Dire is just gonna clear itself in the board and you'll have the materials in the grave and you'll also have Diamond Dire in the grave, so then it opens up the extra monsters out. And now onto the fusions. Orichalc, Adamant, Alkahest, Double Mithril, and Triple ABC Buster Dragon. Now, the truth is, you almost really never go into these, to be honest. I mean, you do go into them very rarely, but they are pretty good against... one of the reasons why these are good is when you're playing against a deck like Dinos or something like that, they tend to... I've noticed this, and maybe it's just the players I played against, but they tend to go after the Mithrilium and the Orichalc and the Alkahest. They tend to go after these cards, or maybe these and one ABC... You know, but losing just one ABC is not a big deal, because you can recover from losing one ABC. So that right there is the extra. Now onto the side deck. One Raigeki, 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 2-set rotation, 1 gateway to chaos, 1 pot of acquisitiveness. Now this is pretty good because you know, it lets you shuffle back in 3 of your banished monsters, which is nice. You know, if your ABC dragons get banished by a card or something like that, or if some of your key cards get banished, this will shuffle them back in, and you can, you know, generally get back into the game. Next is 2 Twin Twister. The reason why I went with Twin Twisters is because I can pitch A, B, or C for these, and you get 2 destruction. It's not as good as some of the other options that you have, but it's still, in this deck, it works out in the end. Okay, so now we have Comungist, Thunder King, and Gamma Seal as my 3 kaijus. I decided just to go with these 3. Just Gamma Seal because Gamma Seal's amazing. You know, you want to get Thunder King because Thunder King's going to be your attacker if you interrupt a Kaiju Slumber, and then Sticky String if you go against Blue Eyes. You know, I like to, you know, not use the Gamma Seal if I'm going against Blue Eyes. And the only reason for the 2 interrupted Kaiju Slumbers is so that you can see them more. And then the last 3 cards, 1 Imperial Order, and 2 Mirror Force. The reason why Mirror Force is good is just people don't expect Mirror Force, to be honest. A lot of people just run into Mirror Force because they're not expecting it. Yeah, so that right there is my ABC Metalfoe's deck. It's not a bad deck. I mean, it's not the greatest, but every tournament that I've played with it, I've taken either 2nd or 3rd with it at the worst. I haven't placed lower than 3rd. I've gotten a couple of tops with it. There are rooms for improvement, and I hope that you guys can see the rooms for improvement and improve it for yourself. This is Team Lord from Team Dankskull, and I really hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Just a little bit of information again on the future is that you'll probably see videos coming once a month if I can get them out. If not, I'll try to update my Facebook page and everything like that, and I'll leave a link in the description below for the Facebook page. Again, this is Sea Lord from Team Dankskull.